Jessica didn't just win AGT 2025, she broke a 20-year cycle of rejection and industry gatekeeping. But what happened after the confetti settled in 2026? Tonight, we're looking at a narrative 2 decades in the making, a story that began with a devastating no to a 10-year-old girl and ended with $1 million yes that shook the world. The landscape of televised talent competitions changed forever in late 2025 when Jessica was crowned the winner of America's Got Talent. To understand the gravity of this moment, our reporting team had to dig back into the archives of 2006, where a much younger first stepped onto that very same stage. Back then, the industry wasn't ready for her. She was told she wasn't enough and sent home before the world could even learn her name. In the years that followed, she became a household name on other platforms, most notably as the runner-up of American Idol, but the AGT stage remained a symbol of unfinished business. As we move through the first half of 2026, the data suggests that her 2025 victory was one of the most-watched moments in the franchise's history. This wasn't just another win. It was a full-circle redemption arc that resonated with millions of Americans who have ever felt overlooked. Our investigative look into the 2025 season reveals that the effect brought in a demographic of viewers that the show hadn't seen in years. This wasn't a standard comeback. It was a strategic 20-year masterclass in resilience. While the critics argued that she was overqualified, the public's response in 2026 indicates that they weren't voting for a contestant. They were voting for a survivor. But the physical and emotional stakes of this victory were much higher than anyone realized, as Jessica was carrying a secret that was literally months away from being revealed. Behind the soaring high notes and the standing ovations was a medical reality that many insiders thought would make her victory impossible. One of the most defining aspects of the 2025 season was a factor that captivated the American public. Jessica competed and won while 9 months pregnant. As a news organization tracking the cultural impact of this win, we've looked into the logistical hurdles she faced behind the scenes. Experts in vocal performance note that singing at that level while in the 3rd trimester is a physiological miracle, yet Jessica managed to deliver some of the most controlled performances of her career. This superwoman narrative is what truly drove her viral success in late 2025 and into 2026. While some accusations surfaced that her pregnancy was used to garner a sympathy vote, the raw vocal data suggests otherwise. She wasn't winning because she was pregnant. She was winning despite the immense physical strain. In the months following the finale, Jessica has been vocal about the mental fortitude required to step onto a live stage while for motherhood. This period of her life has become a blueprint for modern working artists in 2026, showing that life milestones don't have to signal the end of a career. The birth of her daughter in late 2025 served as the perfect epilogue to her win, and as we check in with her in May 2026, she is using that momentum to advocate for better support for mothers in the entertainment industry. However, with her victory secured, the 2026 focus has shifted from the stage to the studio, where a radical new sound is being born. If you're expecting the same idol ballads of the past, you might want to brace yourself for a version of Jessica that finally sounds like she has nothing left to prove. The 2026 reports from the music industry indicate that the Jessica we knew 10 years ago is gone. In our investigation into her upcoming project, we found that the high-pressure environment of her teenage years has been replaced by what she calls a peaceful transformation. During her early career, she was often criticized for being technically perfect but emotionally distant, of being a young girl under the thumb of massive record labels. But the 2025 victory was different. In 2026, we've learned that Jessica took full creative control of her AGT performances, a move that hinted at the independent powerhouse she has become. This piece isn't just a mood, it's a business model. She has reportedly bypassed the traditional gatekeepers to produce her 2026 material under a fiercely independent banner. Analysts are calling this her rebranding of the decade. The music we are hearing in 2026 is gritty, soulful, and unapologetically raw. It deals with the scars of her past and the trauma of being a child star without the typical Hollywood gloss. To keep it within broadcast standards, we can report that she has her old image to make room for an artist who prioritizes message over marketability. This new sonic identity is the heartbeat of her 2026 resurgence, proving that a win isn't just about a trophy, it's about finally finding the courage to speak your own truth. This new sense of self has led her back to her roots, sparking a global project that is currently making headlines in 2026. While most winners stay in the US to chase a radio hit, Jessica has looked across the ocean to build a crossover empire that is redefining global stardom in 2026. One of the most significant developments in the 2026 update of Jessica's career is her homecoming strategy. As an artist of Filipino-Mexican descent, she has always had a massive global footprint, but in 2026, she has made the strategic move to center her career in the Asian market. Our reporters have confirmed that her upcoming album is a dual-language masterpiece, blending Tagalog and English in a way that hasn't been seen on this scale since the early 2000s. Her May 2026 release, Stronger Than Before, is currently dominating the charts in Southeast Asia, proving that her AGT win was just the launchpad for a much larger global play. This homecoming isn't just about nostalgia, it's a brilliant financial move. By catering to the Filipino diaspora and the massive pop market in the Philippines, she has created a level of job security that most US-based artists only dream of. The 2026 residency in Manila is already being reported as a sold-out event, with ticket demand rivaling the biggest K-pop acts in the world. She is bridging the gap between East and West, using her US victory to solidify her status as a national treasure abroad. But her influence isn't just limited to the music charts. She's recently stepped onto a much more formal and potentially more dangerous global stage. From the glitz of reality TV to the serious halls of international power, Jessica is being recruited for a role that no one saw coming in 2026. In a move that has surprised even the most seasoned industry watchers, the 2026 update for Jessica includes a foray into cultural diplomacy. Just this month, in May 2026, she was officially invited by the Philippine government to be the face of the 2026 ASEAN Summit in Cebu. This isn't just about a performance, it's about her role as a symbol of the global Filipino. To see a reality TV winner being utilized as a diplomatic asset is unprecedented. Our reporting suggests that her 2025 win made her the perfect candidate for a unity campaign across the Southeast Asian region. She is being used to bridge political divides through the universal language of music, performing for heads of state and world leaders. This shift into the formal world of international relations shows a level of maturity and poise that has effectively silenced her 2026 critics. While others were over pro-status on AGT, Jessica was busy for a world-class audience of a different kind. Her performance of the new ASEAN anthem in 2026 is being hailed as a career-defining moment that transcends entertainment. As she prepares for the final leg of her 2026 tour, the question remains, was this victory the end of her journey or just the beginning? After 20 years of waiting for her moment, the final verdict on Jessica in 2026 isn't what you'd expect, it's much bigger. As we conclude our investigative report into the post-win life of Jessica, the 2026 consensus is clear. She has become the ultimate cautionary tale for the music industry, but in a good way. She represents the nightmare for labels that want to control and discard artists, as she has proven that a career can be rebuilt outside of their timeline. In 2026, she is being cited as the champion of the long game. Her victory in 2025 wasn't just a personal win, it was a win for every artist who was told they were past their prime at 25. As we look at her sold-out stadium dates and her diplomatic achievements in mid-2026, it's clear that her legacy is one of radical resilience. She survived the toxic early 2010s, she survived the rejection of 2006, and she survived the of 2025. Today, in 2026, she stands as a reminder that the only person who can truly end your career is you. The story of Jessica's 2025 victory and her 2026 update isn't just about a talent show, it's about the evolution of a woman who refused to be a footnote in her own life. The silence is over, the debt is paid, and the legacy is secure. Jessica didn't just win a competition, she reclaimed her life. And as we see in 2026, the best is yet to come.